Triang Foundation, who is making extensive light offerings at the wish-fulfilling Bodha Stupa in Nepal to benefit all. Have your own candles on standby, and I'll cue you later when to light them up. After the light offering ceremony, we'll have a short break while Geshe Zopa starts his teaching. Tonight, we're blessed to be receiving the oral transmission and explanation on the mixed sigma prayer, which is a praise to Lama Tsongkhapa. And then we'll have a Q&A session. If you have any questions along the way, type it on the chat box and we'll do our best to answer your question. Now, to start Guru Puja, I'll pass you over to Ken, our Umze. Thank you.
那门达拉冈尼亚达呀我主跟中多王多结交，秘密在为的见见人些，地面天边王波江边扬，六宝马路军在上回来，看见开边做给路上着，高顺跟着老马上街那个走路边过年是我的，让先民间。让先民间着我心给路，却当对梦跟着在多说，牛都给让大步进给路，明明在为的见见人些，前面看别王母将别样，六宝马路中在上回来，看见看别左看中高吧，路上加别下了是我的，明明在为的见见人些，前面看别王母将别样，六宝。马路中在上回来，看见隔壁左边中高吧，路上这边下了是我的秘密，这位的见见人是，前面看别王母将别样，对不马路中在上回来，看见隔壁左边中高吧，路上这边下了是我的秘密，这位的见见人是，前面看别王母将别样，对不马路中在上回来，看见隔壁左边中高吧，路上。这边小老是我的秘密，这位的见见人是，前面看别王母将别样，对不马路中在上回来，看见隔壁左边中高吧，路上这边小老是我的秘密，这位的见见人是，前面看别王母将别样，对不马路中在上回来，看见隔壁左边中高吧，路上这边小老是我的秘密，这位的见见人是，前面看别王母。将北洋对不马路中在上回到，看见隔壁左边中高吧，路上这边小老是我的，白天早为老马人不切，他给人家妹妹等说来，看见前边过年接送的，过送都给我都在读书，白天早为老马人不切，他给人家妹妹等说来，看见前边过年接送的，学堂对么？我都在读书，白天早为老马人不切，大给人家给别等说了，家庭前边过年接送的，将就年不怕多天白树。Now we start Guru Puja Lama Tsongkhapa offering, LC 55.先看当劫多劫些，年难多劫不当劫，跟上去点家做吧，龙觉得给别当点，就能把我把魔个，马达主别名扬名，大把รา将把西国。这个你是这个俺，路面有限保卫的，每个也不算给高，真的对把高把来，我在那说把我有，跌到点的翁啊混，靠多些些说把路远没把在那说，个月浪把节约呗，一个送来我些做，就别多接受，对自己难见长的，说一个送天边，对自己兄弟主张的，讲多把些马混，多个别把家所有。 mo a ma hu ma hu Ui jian dai ni zai gu lai man dai Yi dai lai zui gian de gen zhu su Ma wui kan yu xue yun su mian zui Jian jian jue bin nian din xian lu Yin ai sang yin xue jin ga ci Yin xian lian zhun zhun bin dian ji lai 下些雨下的满树叶开，追春那来的。天津阿当家给进那边，上面都是做绝高做的，咋个拉面做那年前不？我这个别拉住别亲戚呢，也忙我心马下全把肚子。我天津阿当家给进那边，上面都是做绝高做的。你说我们老做年轻不？我这个别老如别亲戚呢，也帮我打出在读书。我听见我当下给新郎别，上面都在做绝高做的，一当老做过些年轻不？这个别老如别亲戚呢，也忙我都是我听见我当下给进那边，上面都是做绝高做的，跟着人间做那年节不？我这个别拉如别亲戚呢，也忙我当这家钱我都是我听见我当下给进那边，上面都是做绝高做的，搞着绝高做那年节不？我这个别拉如别亲戚呢，也忙我听见家钱我都是。我听见我当下给新郎边，上面都在做绝高做的，马月人间做那年节目。我这个别拉如别亲戚呢，我听见我当下给新郎边，上面都在做绝高做的，咋个拉面做那年节目？我这个别拉如别亲戚呢。天马火金老家钱包都是我听见我当下给新郎边，那么就该做的那就完美了，做你这边我这个别拉入别亲戚呢，天马火个全部都在都是我听见我当下给新郎边，上面都是做绝该做的，一当老做过节你这边我这个别拉入别亲戚呢，天马火我就家钱包都是。我听见我当家给新郎边，上面都是做绝该做的，跟着人间做那年节不？我这个别拉入别亲戚呢，我当去家钱包都是。我听见我当家给新郎边，上面都是做绝该做的，搞着这个做那年节不？我这个别拉入别亲戚呢，我听见家钱包都是。我听见我当家给新郎边，上面都是做绝该做的，马月生前做那年节不？我这个别拉入别亲戚呢，我就拿着眼睛。 九节，我定心阿当下给心拉别，三昧都是做就该做的，再给拉没做那你节别，嗡啊嗡，这个别拉罗别心真的，也马火心拉加肩膀都是，我定心阿当下给心拉别，三昧都是做就该做的，你就往没拉做你节别，嗡啊嗡，这个别拉罗别心真的，也马火加全个都在都是，我定心阿当下给心拉别，三昧都是做就该做的，一让老做过节你节别，嗡啊嗡，这个别拉罗别心真的，也马火你都加肩膀都是，我定心阿当下给心拉别，三昧都是做就该做的，跟着人间做那你节别，嗡啊嗡，个月开拉罗别心真的，也马火当就加肩膀都是。我定心阿当下给心拉别，三昧都是做就该做的，嘎都就跟做那你节别，嗡啊呼，这个别拉罗别心真的，马火今日下肩膀都是。我定心阿当下给心拉别，三昧都是做就该做的，马举手能成成转节波，嗡啊呼，这个别拉罗别心真的，马火。菩提萨埵达摩巴拉萨巴利瓦利爱甘巴念不别对别阿罗给根的女的。菩提萨埵达摩巴拉萨巴利瓦利唵摩阿尊的马维瓦卓拉加杰。我 We continue Guru Puja, Song of the Spring Queen, LC70. 我的心血把当街道，把我当年年着买，卡着当年卡着买，跟了当年是我的，的我就拉给别如干，的为让女马老年间的，就个心多论绝把一年，天给的为就阿拉就说阿拉啦啦啦哦呀咿呀。 阿里呼，即别高知从南给，即为是拉里跟着。 我的心血把当街当，把我当年的肉买，看着当年看着买，原来当年是我的，的我前辈一年让个别，历年更多有为高给你，下给别马日别的我前，你就马祖拿了去把子，啊啦啦啦啦呼，啊咿呀呀哩呼。 一面高知从南给，这位是哪里滚子？ 我的心谢巴当接待，把我当年的热卖，靠着当年靠着卖，跟了当年是我的，以往西为娘给搞这卖。我给跟不给当高之尊，那给人多数的心落来，天给的见到老神都是啊啦啦啦啦会啊咿呀啦哩呼，前面高之尊难给，谁为谁老的跟着。我的心谢把当接待，把我当年的热卖，靠着当年靠着卖，原来当年是我的，的钱当面前一点把月，的钱旁边高多多马云，这些着我米些的钱呀，就给为那年把云，啊啦啦啦啦会啊咿呀啦哩呼。前面感觉从那个这位是老的跟着，我的心谢把当接待，把我当年的热卖，靠着当年靠着卖，原来当年是我的，当给我所给别马些，家里给刚家别给马给，你说马说绵绵的我也，西北金我牛都知我是，啊啦啦啦啦我呀咿呀啦哩我，前面高知从那个，这里是哪里滚着，我的心谢把当接当，把我当年的热卖，靠着当年靠着卖，跟了当年是我的，长期中年难给长期去，梦为错给跟年中我的，千年中年错给把眼，逐渐把一若一心把子，啊啦啦啦啦会啊咿呀啦哩会，前面靠着从那个。马达主那耶稣那爱一切来着都是切，我们这个叫做见不有，我们爱护，我们爱护，我们爱护，我天天我当家给先那边上面都在做那个做的，当见心用做那年先别。这个被老主被亲戚呢，也忙活那就进来。先把一个钱给把的，多多为多多让人上给手，为这给我能给马给为给为从南进北这个温馨。
We're about to start the light offering, so you can light your candles now. And we invite Geshe Zopa to give a short explanation about this virtuous practice.
Happy and meaningful Lama Tsongkhapa Day to everyone. And start with Geshe La and all the Sanghas and everyone. Happy Lama Tsongkhapa Day and Happy New Year. In brief, of course, any offering practice to Triple Gem, in particularly in relation to Guru, is the supreme practice to accumulate vast merit and purify our negativities. So therefore, from that alone, I think it's very, very meaningful what we are doing. And in particularly, practicing light offering in today, in Lama Tsongkhapa's day, Kanden Ngamche, traditionally regarded as the light offering day, throughout past almost 600 years, since right after the year that Lama Tsongkhapa passed away, and this anniversary of the Kanden Ngamche started in Kanden Monastery in the assembly of gathering the close disciples, from all parts of Tibet. Since then until today, of course in Tibet, of course in the Himalayas, in India, Nepal, but around the world, wherever Lama Tsongkhapa's teachings is spread, today's day is one of most significant day in relation to our Guru Yoga practice, our spiritual practice. So therefore, the light offering practice become even more significant in today. Then on top of that, all of us coming together, carrying same inspiration, following the lineage, the same lineage gurus, all the way up to the enlightened Buddhas such as Lama Tsongkhapa. All of us here carry the same spiritual energy, taking the lamrim, the stages of liberation, stages of path, to enlightenment, lamrim, as a core practice in our journey towards enlightenment, which the teaching being the essence of entire 84,000 teaching, which is the heart teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa. Lama Tsongkhapa composed 18 great treatises covering entire 84,000 teachings. And that summarized into two major teachings. One is complete, concise, clear path in relation to Sutric, which is the Lamrim Chemo. Then, as far as concerned with the Tantric teaching, is the Tantric ground and path, Lamrim Chemo. So these two are very much like the life force, towards our journey to enlightenment. So because of that, we all carry the blessed, pure vessel to receive unexhaustible abundance of blessings, in particularly coming together and be able to have this karma, meritorious karma to practice together. So that itself is unbelievable merit. Then on top of that, at the wish-fulfilling stupa in Bauda, we all know how meritorious benefit that we have on behalf of each and every one of numberless sentient beings through our collective merit. There's a light offering going on at Bauda, where at this very time, our most precious Guru, Kyabje Lama Sobo Rinpoche, is residing there. So again, from that point of view, how fortunate that, like is really, we strike this spiritual lottery that which can, instantly can be actualized, full enlightenment like that, So therefore, unbelievable, amazing. Then, of course, as far as concerned with the light, in conventional understanding, it is brightness that dispel the darkness, and who do not appreciate that, to dispel the darkness, isn't it? Then the definitive meaning of the light is emptiness, the wisdom of the ultimate truth, the wisdom realizing ultimate truth, which is the only antidote that can eliminate the root cause of the entire samsara, root cause of entire faults, the ignorant grasping, the ignorant grasping, that defilement to the obscuration to omniscience, ignorant grasping, that delusion that obstruct to actualize liberation. So the light represent, the definite meaning of the light is emptiness wisdom. And what can be greater practice than emptiness practice, isn't it? And some more, as I mentioned before, this practice relating to Guru Yoga practice, then it become even more effective to actualize the benefit. So therefore, again, everybody should rejoice, feel fortunate, then try your very best, and according with your own Dharma understanding capability. Those of you who have an understanding of emptiness, then go beyond our conceptual idea about those limitations, just one candlelight, few candlelights, or just 1,000 candlelights. Not like that, In emptiness, you can actualize infinite light offerings. In emptiness, you can own entire universe lights, like such as light of sun, light of moon, and especially just happened Christmas, around the world, even non-Buddhist world, completely lit up with the lights. You can have all of them for your light offering today. Then, of course, in today, just in the great monasteries, like in Tibet and India and other monasteries, entire their wall is filled with the lights. So therefore, all this, you can own, not just imagining, you can own it, on the basis of your emptiness capability. If not, then at least with a pure view, that you can visualize that, you rejoice all the offerings that others offer, then you offer that to Lama Tsongkhapa, to your precious direct gurus and rest of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, like that. Then also understand the light carry the immortal blessings, like immortal nectar, that which has the capability to heal all the miseries, all the darkness, all the inauspiciousness. So therefore, again, those who have emptiness understanding, then illuminate the light, on the basis of that emptiness understanding, then union that with the method to reach out to each and every single numberless sentient beings, through your altruism. So that way you can also union the wisdom and method to bring about most effective benefit of this light offerings. Otherwise you can just simply generate great compassion and you offer whatever merit that you accumulate through this light offering, you dedicate for the well-being of numberless sentient beings, freedom from entire oceans of samsaric sufferings, and it is causes the delusion and karma, and also immediate, right at this very time, all around the world, the humans are suffering from COVID. There's a lot of natural disaster. Even just in Malaysia, you had such a devastating flood, and still there are so many people are suffering. And there are so many man-made natural disasters around the world. So we dedicate whatever merit we individually collected, collectively collected, that you dedicate for their well-beings, for the well-being of peace and happiness of the entire world and entire numberless sentient beings, like that. So yeah, so something like that. So I pass back to Ken to do the prayers. Thank you. And I did this on the permission of Geshe Tsundu. I requested Geshe Tsundu to do so. So Geshe Tsundu throw back to me. So, but with due respect, and I rejoice to the opportunity. Thank you.
So we continue live offering prayer. So is motivation. So the purpose of my life is not only to solve my own problems and gain happiness for myself, but to free all beings from their problems and lead them to all happiness, especially the state of full enlightenment. Therefore, I myself must first achieve complete enlightenment. To do this, I must complete the two accumulations, the merit of fortune method and the merit of wisdom. Therefore, I am going to make charity of these light offerings and make offerings of these lights to the merit field. Also, remember to motivate for the success of particular projects for people who have passed away or are sick or for other specific purposes. Then generate the mind of refuge and bodhicitta. Refuge and bodhicitta prayer. Sang ge che dang zo ge jo na lai chang jo ban do nan de gyao su che da ge jin so ge be so na ge ro la ben je sang ge zhu ba shu sang ge che dang zo ge jo na lai chang jo ba do dan de gyao su che da ge jin so ge be so na ge ro la ben je sang ge zhu ba shu sang ge che dang zo ge jo na lai chang jo ban do nan de gyao su che da ge jin so ge be so na ge ro la ben je sang ge zhu ba shu sem jian dang jie de wa dang de yue gyu dang den ba gyu ji sem jian dang jie du nge dang du nge ge gyu dang de wa gyu ji sem jian dang jie du nge me be de wa dang mi de wa gyu ji sem jian dang jie nie ren jia dang ni dang de yue dang yong la ne ba gyu ji omo ai hu omo ai hu omo ai hu. Think that you have received these offerings through the kindness of all sentient beings. Think, these offerings are not mine. Make charity of the offerings to all the hell beings, pretas, animals, humans, asuras, and suras. This is done to counteract the thought that the offerings belong to you. Think that you are making these offerings on their behalf. You and all other beings are going to make offerings to the Buddhas together. Generate great happiness at having accumulated infinite merit by thinking in this way. Also, think that these offerings are given to every sentient being of each of the 6 realms, becoming whatever they need for both temporary and ultimate happiness. I actually make and mentally transform the offerings of humans and devas. May Samantabhadra clouds of offerings pervade the whole sky. Omo namo bhagavate vajrasarva matane tathagata ade samyasam buddhaya dayata om vaje vaje ma teja vaje ma vija vaje ma bodhicitta vaje ma bodhi mendo vazam kamanu vinse savakama varana vijudana vaje yesoha. Omo namo bhagavate vajrasarva matane tathagata ade samyasam buddhaya dayata om vaje vaje ma teja vaje ma vija vaje ma bodhicitta vaje ma bodhi mendo vazam kama vaje savakama varana vijudana vaje yesoha. Omo namo bhagavate vajrasarva matane tathagata ade samyasam buddhaya dayata om vaje vaje ma teja vaje ma vija vaje ma bodhicitta vaje ma bodhi mendo vazam kama na vaje savakama varana vijudana vaje yesoha. By the power of truth of the three rare sublime ones, the blessings of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the great wealth of the completed two collections, and the sphere of phenomena being pure and inconceivable, may these piles of clouds of offerings arising through transformation by the Bodhisattvas, Arya Samantabhadra, Manjushri, and so forth, unimaginable and inexhaustible, equaling the sky, arise and in the eyes of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions be received. These actually perform and mentally imagine light offerings, the manifestations of one's own innate awareness, the Dhammakaya, these clouds of offerings equaling the infinite sky. I'm offering to all the gurus and the three rare sublime ones, and to all the statues, stupas, and scriptures, all of which are manifestations of the Guru. I have accumulated infinite merit by having generated bodhicitta, having made charity to the sentient beings, and having made the actual light offerings to the Gurus, Triple Gem, and to all holy objects of the 10 directions. Due to this merit, whomever I promise to pray for, whose name I receive to pray for, and whoever prays to me, principally servants, benefactors, and disciples, as well as all remaining sentient beings, living and dead, may the rays of the light of the 5 wisdoms completely purify all their degenerated vows and samaya right now. May all the sufferings of the evil-gone realm cease right now. May the 3 realms of samsara be empty right now. May all impure minds and their obscuration be purified. May all impure appearances be purified. May the 5 holy bodies and wisdoms spontaneously arise. May the light of the lamp be equal to the great 3,000 worlds and their environments. May the wick of the lamp be equal to the king of mountains, Mount Meru. May the butter be equal to the infinite ocean. May there be billions of trillions of lamps in the presence of each and every Buddha. May the light illuminate the darkness of ignorance of all sentient beings, from the peak of samsara down to the most torturous hell, whereby they can see directly and clearly all the 10 directions, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and their pure lands. Om Vaja Aloge Ahoi Ema 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 Mani beme oi 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 mani beme I offer these beautifully exalted, clear and luminous lights to the 1,000 Buddhas of the fortunate eon, to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the infinite pure lands and of the 10 directions, to all the Gurus, meditation deities, Dakas, Dakinis, Dhamma protectors, and the assembly of deities of all mandalas. Due to these, may my father, mother, and all sentient beings in this life and in all their future lives be able to see directly the actual pure lands of the complete and perfect Buddhas. May they unify with Buddha Amitabha in inseparable oneness. Please bless me, and may my prayers be actualized as soon as possible, due to the power of the truth of the Triple Gem and the assembly of deities of the 3 roots. Om Daya Da Om Benjagriya Ava Buddhani Soha 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 Daya Da Om Benjagriya Ava Buddhani Soha. The light transformed into single brilliant five-color wisdom. On the lotus and mundis the syllables and Di appear. From them, 108 beautiful goddesses of light, Mamema, appear, wearing beautiful garments and precious garlands. Every goddess holds lights in her hands, and from them emanate billions of trillions of infinite replicas of light-offering goddesses. All of them made light offerings uninterruptedly to all the Buddhas in the Buddha's fields throughout all of space and to the peaceful and wrathful deities. Thus, due to the merits of having made such a light offering, may all the benefactors, the deceased and migrating beings of the six realms benefit. May all their degenerated samaya and broken vows be restored. May all their superstitious obscurations be purified. May all their bad karma, negativities, and obscurations be purified. May the three realms of samsara become empty immediately. Please grant control, power, and realization. Continue with Guru Puja, verses of auspiciousness. Lama Da so nan gi den ne zhang zhu ba gi dang gi gu ge wa ji sa ma xin de jie zun dang be su gi gu jiu mian do jie Due to all the past, present, and future merits collected by me, the numberless Buddhas, and the numberless sentient beings, which are completely empty of existing from their own side, may I, who am completely empty of existing from my own side, achieve the state of full enlightenment, which is completely empty of existing from his own side, and lead all sentient beings who are completely empty of existing from their own side to that state which is completely empty of existing from his own side, by myself alone, who am completely empty of existing from my own side. Due to all the past, present, and future merits collected by me, the numberless Buddhas, and the numberless sentient beings, may I, my family members, all those who rely upon me, all those for whom I have promised to pray, all those whose names have been given to me, all the students, benefactors, and volunteers in the FPMT organization, and all sentient beings be able to meet perfectly qualified Mahayana virtuous friends in all our future lives. From our side, may we always see them as enlightened, may we always do only actions most pleasing to their holy minds, and may we always fulfill their holy wishes instantly. 我独自相信，将根给为点，金刚别为根是多不是，求son各位里面多准备，大所对见更多下的主，看着让为各位先看的，偏当的往马路中为你。今日是王天经教作业，下辈是的万度天运行，当年年间送到就别来，谢谢是在看见天这个，加那边莫天经教出来，是我的所现的人都说。为灭灭是为的见，可是天灭根别忘不将别样，看见个别做眼中看把路上这别下来是外的，灭灭是为的现见人是。天灭根别忘不将别样，看见个别做眼中看把路上站别下来是外的，灭灭是为的现前人是。天灭根别忘不将别样。看见个别做眼中看吧，路上站别下来是外的。
Thank you, Geshe Sundu. Thank you, Geshe Zopa, Sangha, and everyone for participating in this extensive light offering on this auspicious day. Now we'll have a short break. So let's come back to start the teaching at 8:15. So we have about 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes? Okay, we'll come back in 10 minutes time. Thank you.
Tujana, Gishala, Tujana, Kadinche, Ken, Tujiche, Janet, Garza, Come Garza. Our MC. Thank you very much, William, everyone, Faye in LDC, RGL, everybody, thank you. See you.
LDC present a token for Geshe. Thank you. For Geshe Tenzin.
Once again, hello everybody and happy Lama Tsongkhapa Day. Whilst waiting for everyone to sign in, just to cover some housekeeping and technical points. If you're a panelist on Zoom, do keep your video on so that Geshe can see you. Please stay muted during the event, but if you have any comments or questions, just type it into the chat box. For Zoom participants, there are parts of this event where we will show subtitles. If you're a laptop or PC user, please activate this function now by going to the closed caption icon and select Show Subtitle. If you're an iPad or iPhone user, subtitles will come up automatically, so you do not need to follow this step. There will be occasions when multiple cameras will be spotlighting the various activities going on. If you are logging in to Zoom using your phone, there may be times when you don't see a complete view of your screen or the screen blacks out. If that happens, just swipe your screen and you should be able to watch all the activities being spotlighted. If you have any technical challenges along the way, just let us know by typing on the chat box and we will have someone on standby who will do their best to respond to you.
Thank you for your patience, everyone. Now we will welcome back Geshe Zopa to start the teaching. And before we start, it's auspicious to make a mandala offering, so I'll pass you over to Willem, our Umze.
Oh, yeah. So we set altruistic motivation in order to make our session meaningful, beneficial to the rest of the numberless sentient beings' ultimate well-being of enlightenment. And that also we develop on the basis of proper refuge in Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So I will recite refuge and Bodhicitta prayer, pay salutation to Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, to Lama Tsongkhapa, to His Holiness Dalai Lama. So while I recite these prayers, then from your side, you try to shape your motivation and on the basis of refreshing your refuge in your country. Sangye Jodang Zoye Jonala Janju Bardo Dani Yazunche Daji Jeje Jebe Sonamji Dola Penjere Sangye Drubarai Sangye Jodang Zoye Jonala Janju Bardo Dani Yazunche Daji Jeje Jebe Sonamji Dola Penjere Sangye Drubarai Sangye Jodang Zoye Jonala Janju Bardo Dani Yazunche Daji Jeje Jebe Sonamji Dola Penjere Sangye Drubarai Gangi doze ne zone dawa damje bambe jire dambe jine tenze me godam de la chance lo mingme zebe terjin jere se teme jembe ombu jambe yang de boma le jumde sanwe da kanje jembe zujin zonga ba lo san da be sha la gue ja ze Doni Ninja Zondo Jubelam, Seje Seju Kanje Dendu, Chana Bemo, Tenzin Jazola, Sovan Dezo, Daju Chinge. Semje Damje Dewadan, Deve Judan, Dembra Juje, Semje Damje Dunga Dan, Dumeje Judan, Dawa Juje, Semje Damje Dunga Mebe, Dewadan, Midawa Juje, Semje Damje Nirechadan, Nidan, Danyola, Nebra Juje. Semje Damje Dewadan, Deve Judan, Dembra Juje, Semje Damje Dunga Dan, Dumeje Judan, Dawa Juje, Semje Damje Dunga Mebe, Dewadan, Midawa Juje, Semje Damje Nirechadan, Nidan, Danyola, Nebra Juje. Semje Damje Dewadan, Deve Judan, Dembra Juje, Semje Damje Dunga Dan, Dumeje Judan, Dawa Juje, Semje Damje Dunga Mebe, Dewadan, Midawa Juje, Semje Damje Nirechadan, Nidan, Danyola, Nebra Juro. Yeah. So first of all, happy Kanten Ngamche, happy Lama Tsongkhapa Day to everyone. And I appreciate for this organization on this very special day, meritorious day, for RGL, Venerable Sonamla, Venerable Chamba, and the rest of the other venerables in Malaysian centers, as well as the SPC committees from RGL, from LDC, and rest of the other centers. Then any other participants, I see Stephanie from Australia, FPMT National Office, Venerable Lindy from Tasman Chatton Chenton Center. Then there are others from other organizations. So I welcome to each and every one of you to utilize most meaningful moment with full of virtues through Dharma discourse in relation to one of the most powerful supplication prayer, the Lama Tsongkhapa supplication prayer, Miksema, which traditionally regarded by all the realized beings of the past Kadamba masters, starting from Lama Tsongkhapa all the way up to today, that Miksema is the crown of all the supplications. The supplication prayer that carry the power of all the mantras, power of all the prayers, that which carry the benefit that can bless our continuum to receive realization on the two stages of the path. The supplication prayer that has the immediate impact to dispel all form of adversities, such as spirit harms, like charms, negative, such as black magics, including diseases. If you truly live a life in the practice of Miksema genuinely, you can very much shield your being from all the fears, So, and that has experienced by all the realized beings of the past, Even those realized beings who carry human ordinary body, but through the practice, they're able to protect themselves from receiving the harm. You see, even though the decay of the body as a human, the nature of the human body may occur, but the being, be protected from the harms and the sufferings. So that much benefit. So therefore, to able to have a merit for all of us to come together and even recite just even a one time of this supplication prayer, and no question about learning about the meaning, then carry forward in meditation practices in relation to the supplication going to be amazingly meritorious, beneficial to yourself, your family members, to other sentient beings, to the world, so like that. So therefore, I, with so much joy that I welcome all of you for this session. And I thank each and every one of you all who make this possible. So tonight, I think I will go through very much like three part of the three parts of my what do you call, my presentation or my talk, whatever you want to say. The first one, since today is Lama Tsongkhapa's anniversary, I think it's very beneficial for us to have a glimpse reflection on his life. Of course, Lama Tsongkhapa's life story is inconceivable. It's Buddha's life, Buddha's deeds. So inconceivable. Even in the human manifestation, the period of Lama Tsongkhapa's living, those activities to cover entire those activities is not possible. It is inconceivable. But at least just touch few points so that we can take opportunity to rejoice in Lama Tsongkhapa's merits, Lama Tsongkhapa's then feel fortunate that we have a connection to Lama Tsongkhapa, even though we have not met in person, but as himself said, that those who treasure my being in the future time, when my physical body depart from this human aggregates, then don't mourn or don't feel lost or don't feel sad of being unable to meet him. He says that as long as you meet Lamrim, as long as you meet the great Lamrim Chemo, and the tantric, the great gradual path, the Ngaring Chemo, meeting these two is equal meeting me. And he said that even if you meet me in person, I have nothing extra, nothing more to benefit you, tell you, communicate with you more than what you can learn and receive the benefit learning Lamrim Chemo and Ngaring Chemo, or in another word, learning the Lamrims. So therefore, I think each and every one of us, as long as you have been receiving Dharma teachings from any of the Tibetan Buddhist teachers, and of course in FPMT centers like in LDC, RGL, etc. The main teaching is Lamrim, or even there's so many form of teachings may deliver, like philosophical treatise, Lojong treatise, rituals, whatever. But core teaching, the basis of all those practices and teachings are the Lamrim. So therefore, each and every one of you have already established connection to Lamrim. So that means we have established connection to Lama Tsongkhapa. That means we have met Lama Tsongkhapa, as he himself prophesies, as he himself claimed that when you meet Lamrim, you are meeting me directly. So that's what he said. So therefore, today on his anniversary, that we can feel fortunate to reflecting on his life story, that we have met him through Lamrim. Then that second part of the program, I will go through a brief explanation of the Lama Tsongkhapa supplication prayer Mikzema. Then after that, I will offer the oral transmission of the Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga, the 100 deities of the Tushita, the Guru Yoga, which is short text, so I will just read through it. And then we will conclude with the dedication. So something like that. So Lama Tsongkhapa live 62 years. So in the human lifespan, in fact, is he didn't live that long. But what he have achieved within that short period of time, for the conventional view from our side, that we see that he have actualized full enlightenment within one very lifetime. He have actualized the complete sutric part of 10 bhumis, 5 parts, tantric 2 part of generation and completion. And he actualized full enlightenment in the intermediate state, in Sambhogakaya, in Sambhogakaya, Buddha's form. So he actualized full enlightenment in Sambhogakaya aspect, in intermediate state. Then throughout his life, entirety of his life, starting from age of 3, he have lived renounced life. He didn't manifest kind of yogic kind of aspect, lay practitioner aspect, but he lived fully ordained aspect of life, and he passed. He dissolved into the Dharmakaya while carrying the Vinaya aspect of the renounced life. So due to that reason, he didn't manifest to show the actualizing clear light into Dharmakaya by engaging into the 4th initiation. In order to display the actual 4th initiation, you weren't able to manifest that in a conventional understanding, on the basis of the Vinaya fully ordained vow. So due to that reason, when he discard his physical aggregates, when he passed through the clear light, when he passed through the death, Then when he actualized the illusory body at the intermediate state, then there he actualized the full enlightenment in the Dharmakaya form. So like that. And then Lama Tsongkhapa become the crown the crown of this the great learned and the scholars of the entire what you call the learned of the Tibet. So before Lama Tsongkhapa turned the wheel of Dharma, there is existence of earlier four different traditions, including there's a Burn traditions, then Nyingma tradition, Kagyu tradition, Saja traditions. Then there are a lot of even clarification needed to be done in relation to what exactly the Buddha Dharma are, what shamanists are, even in relation to the Bon tradition. Lama Tsongkhapa, through his scholarly sharpness, he able to clarify so many of those teachings. Then he have mastered in all the teachings of the earlier tradition until that he become the supreme learned one, that many of the great learned practitioner of the earlier even become his hard disciples, like such as one example is like Ketubje. He earlier is Sakya, one of the great learned one. Then eventually, in the earlier stage, he was in fact the main opponent of one of the main opponent to debate with Lama Tsongkhapa. Then later, through the Lama Tsongkhapa's exceptional qualities, he was subdued and he became hard disciple. So from there are many other stories there, but just from here we can understand that he really actualized the greatest scholarly achievement among all the great scholars in Tibetan Buddhist practice, in Tibetan Buddhist tradition. Then Lama Tsongkhapa is also one. Lama Tsongkhapa is the one that who able to bring the unmistaken explanations, unmistaken illustration of the direct intent of Nagarjuna, Buddha Palida, Chandrakirti, and their correct knowledge of the Buddha's intent on emptiness. In earlier before Lama Tsongkhapa, there are many great scholars. They learn about them. They even compose commentaries. But the most precise understanding by clearing all the limitations and misconceptions in understanding of those teachings was illustrated by Lama Tsongkhapa. So because of the kindness of Lama Tsongkhapa, in our time, and in the past for past 600 years, thousands and millions of practitioners, had the opportunity to know exact emptiness teaching through Lama Tsongkhapa's, correct, concise, and easy the tools that he have provided through his teachings that make people even like us to able to understand very easily. So without understanding of emptiness correctly, we cannot be liberated. As I mentioned in the last session, that the root cause of samsara is the ignorant, grasping ignorant, inherent grasping ignorant. So that's the root cause. What makes us not to actualize liberation, what makes us not to actualize full enlightenment, is because of our continuum is contaminated or habitual by the ignorant grasping of inherent of self and a phenomena. In order to overcome that, you need an antidote. And even though entire Dharma do condition to bring certain kind of obstruction to the force of this ignorant, but none of the Dharma has the capability to eradicate completely except emptiness wisdom. So without understanding emptiness wisdom correctly, no one able to achieve enlightenment or liberation from silent existence. You see, and not only that, even you achieve the nirvana peace, is still an ordinary liberation. But in order to actualize full, absolute, the ultimate liberation of full enlightenment, then we have to eliminate even the tendency of the delusions, which in fact is the ignorant grasping itself. So for that, then, we have to actualize the highest form of wisdom of emptiness, which is the intent that Buddha have shown in the second turning wheel of Dharma, when he taught the Hasutra, the emptiness that described from the Hasutra, which is based on the Pasangika Madhyamiga's view. For the lower nirvana that you can use, earlier emptiness presentations, the emptiness wisdom of overcoming dualistic views, etc. You may able to achieve the limited the state of liberation, but in order to achieve the definite liberation, then without realizing the actual wisdom that directly contradict or directly opponent to the ignorant grasping, we won't be able to fulfill that purpose. So therefore, Buddha's teachings are profound and infinite in degenerated, capability of our wisdom, in the being like in us, like ourselves in the degenerated time, is not easy, not possible to understand, referring to the direct teaching that came from Buddha. It is the teachings are required interpretations. The teachings are very much kind of how to say, so subtle that you cannot illustrate the actual intent through those root texts. So Nagarjuna, such as the Chandrakirti, their being is much more fortunate than our time. They had a much more higher wisdom than today's people. They have a higher merit, and more than that, like such as Nagarjuna, Buddha blessed him to reincarnate, to illustrate Buddha's intent to this world. It's very much how to say, very much like the second Buddha, but yet that the karma that which can have the easier communication with more the degenerated beings. So you see, so So, but then again, even Nagarjuna and Chandrakirti, they have brought, unbelievable commentaries and unbelievable commentaries on Buddha's intent on emptiness. But then again, due to the further degenerations of the being, especially in our time, it's impossible to understand even their teachings. So therefore, there's a lot of misconception on understanding of emptiness. There's a lot of misconception, even organizing the correct order of the different teachings, like Vinaya teachings, Sutric teachings, Tantric teachings, to really make one individual's complete aspect of the path to enlightenment. There are a lot of misunderstandings, confusions, contradictory among those teachings due to lacking of that smartness, that profound merit, the practitioner having it. And so Lama Tsongkhapa is the one that again, prophesies in the Tantric treatise, in the Sutric treatise, to manifest, about 600 years ago into Tibet, to really illuminate all those profound hidden teachings, to make so accessible, so easy to understand. It's very much like a layman's language to us, and that credit go absolutely very much only to Lama Tsongkhapa. So due to that, Lama Tsongkhapa, during his lifetime already brought immense of benefit in Tibet, and immense of benefit even to the China, Mongolia, then especially when after Lama Tsongkhapa passed away, when his compositions of this 18 treatises, and especially Lamrim, came into scriptural texts, and Lama Tsongkhapa nurtured so many amazing qualified teachers, such as Chamje Chöje, Chamje Chöje, who have established Sera Monastery. Then Gyindin Trupa, the first Dalai Lama, who have established you see. So there are so many, great pension, etc. Then there are so many great scholars, so many great realized practitioners, who is very much very much similar to Lama Tsongkhapa, like Lama Tsongkhapa manifesting into a different disciple, carrying, different talent in different field of his teachings. Then they travel to, the teaching travel to China, such as like Chamje Chöje, travel to China and spread, flourish, extensively Lama Tsongkhapa's teachings, even though there are earlier Tibetan Buddhist traditions already well established in Tibet, but didn't flourish as much as like Lama Tsongkhapa's teaching have reached out to massively in China. In today's time in Wutaishan, even in other there's so many parts of China, the teaching spread there is a Gelug teaching, the Lama Tsongkhapa's teaching. Then also to Mongolia, and even today's time in the new world, in the Western world, the Lama Tsongkhapa's teaching, the Lamrim was one of the most spread teaching. It's one of the earliest scripture that have translated into English language. In the first initial time when Tibetan Buddhists start to spread to the West. So you see, so if really research how far Lama Tsongkhapa's teaching was spread and flourished, and still preserving perfectly is almost like spread all around the world, all around the world. And in particularly, those of the 3 great monasteries and the 2 tantric colleges, up to today, well preserved all these teachings intact, complete intact. So all these are the blessings of Lama Tsongkhapa, and that makes each and every one of us so easily available of complete structured, teaching like Lamrim, like a Ngaring Chemo, and like a centers in Malaysia, like such as LDC and the students, around Malaysia. You have completed, I think, few rounds of Lamrim Chemo. It's unbelievable fortune, unbelievable. The year after year, you have been communicating directly with Lama Tsongkhapa. Unbelievable, so fortunate. Lamrim teaching is something that our precious gurus emphasize, that it is something that, never enough studying, never enough reading it, never enough receiving teaching already. Even you have received 100 times, you may go for another 100,000 times more. Basically, Lamrim is the one that we have to listen, we have to read, we have to cultivate, we have to practice. You see, so therefore, we are so fortunate. All these are due to Lama Tsongkhapa. Then himself, you see, from the age of 3, he received the entire lay vows from his precious guru, Choje Karma Rolbe Dorje, and he observed pure, lay vows even from age of 3. Unbelievable, isn't it? Then, age of 7, he received the novice renounce, ordination vows from one of the great Kataba master, Geshe Tenzin Rinchen. Then, from age 7 to 16, he get into extensive training under the tutor Geshe Tenzin Rinchen, to all the foundational studies, including the preliminary, the paramita studies, as well as already from the age of 7, he started to receive oral transmissions, commentaries, initiations, and it is not much about someone forcing him to do. It's like spontaneous, voluntarily, that there's an interest in him like that. And then age of 16, he traveled to central Tibet. From where he was born is in Amdo Kumbum region in the year 1357. So from age of 16, then he traveled to central Tibet. Then there, under the tutor of Leben Yönden Zopa and Lama Umapa, mainly through these 2 teachers, and as well as there are also some other sub-teachers, like junior tutors, etc. So he went through an extensive advanced study in the Paramita Sutras. Then the Emptiness Sutras, like Vinaya Sutras, such as Vinaya Sutras, Abhidhamma Kosha, such as those Geshe studies. So he went through extensive training. Then when he reached age of 19, he set for exam with the amazing result. Then from age of 20 onward, he went into a kind of specific kind of like went into a retreat to do extensive research on entire the root texts and commentaries of the Indian Pandita's treatise, especially on emptiness treatise like Nagarjuna's, 6 treatises, then Buddha Palita's teaching, Chandakirti's teaching. So then, so after he have done complete study of entire teaching, then in order to actualize the realization of whatever you learn for after then, in order to gain realization of the path, then he understood. He have guided by Manjushri through Lama Umapa's guidance, and at the same time, he also realized that there's something is missing, which one of the very important element to purify, do purification practices and accumulation of merit, practices through engaging in ngondo practices. So at the age of 36, up to his age of 42, so he stayed in a strict retreat, doing prostrations and doing all the ngondo practices, such as the mandala offering that everybody knows, the hardship that he have invest in those doing ngondo practices, and all those places, all those marks that we can still view in today's time if you go for pilgrimage, you see. And himself, when he practiced the mandala, etc., that he rubbed, his wrist until that all the flesh was torn until it can reach to the bone. Then still, full focus, he engaged in those practices. So then after that, he have realized, not only the scriptural knowledge intellectually, but he have realized the path that which emphasized in the scripture in his continuum as a realization, like such as direct realization on emptiness, like that. Then after that, then he started to compose all those major teachings. So I won't go through each and every one of them. Those 18 different volumes. He have composed which of those teachings are like one of the main basis of teaching that not only Gelugpa, but also the Nyingma Kagyu Satya, even they refer, like such as there's one teaching called Lekshe, setting the knowledge, the rosaries of the golden rosary of the knowledge, like such as that is one of the extensive teaching on the Paramita Sutra. And not only Gelugpa refer to that, all the other tradition, they refer to that. Then his extensive emptiness teaching like Uma Komorapsal, etc. All those, all the other traditions, they also refer to that because Lama Tsongkhapa bring about one of the clearest, teaching, precise understanding on emptiness. You see, so like that. So at the age of 46, so he composed Lamrim Chemo, the great Lamrim. And at the age of 49, he composed the Ngaring Chemo, the Tantric Ground and Path. Like that. Then on the 25th, the 25th of the 10th month of the lunar calendar, year 1419, at the age of 62. At the age of 62, then Lama Tsongkhapa so Lama Tsongkhapa passed away, which is today, the Kandeng Mamchur. As I mentioned before, then the immediate year after, all his disciples get together, then the Kandeng Mamchur practice, the anniversary practice have started, and it came after today like that. So, so just thinking about the benefit that we receive from Lamrim, that alone, we can appreciate, how much benefit Lama Tsongkhapa have blessed us. So today we take the opportunity to understand that, feel gratitude. So then the way to repay the kindness of Lama Tsongkhapa, the result of admiring Lama Tsongkhapa, the benefit of meeting Lama Tsongkhapa's teaching is to, follow the footstep of Lama Tsongkhapa, and entire his life story can be summarized. That can be summarized in this verse that Lama Tsongkhapa himself composed in the there's a text. Called Tokyo Dilemma. In fact, the text that His Holiness Dalai Lama read this morning, where he did the transmission and commentary. So in that text, the Tambo Jaje Tuba Mandosa, Pardo Shunu Tamje Tambrasha, Tamanjinze Kundu Nyamsuna, Kunja Tembaje Chedungo. So that summarized entire Lama Tsongkhapa's deeds. So first, engage in extensive studies. That's what Lama Tsongkhapa did. So we, as a follower of Lama Tsongkhapa, we should get into extensive study. Then Pardo Shunu Tamje Tambrasha. So in the middle, like after he have done study on entire scripture, then he dedicate his life into retreat. So whatever that we learn, we cannot, carry as a, just intellectual accumulation or knowledge. We have to actualize the actual benefit of the Dharma, which is integrating into practice and actualizing into realization. So secondly, so he see every teaching that he have learned, he see as a pit instruction to integrate as a practice. Then after understanding that, then he engaged into day and night into practices, like such as he's going into dedicating his life into retreat. Then whatever benefit he gained from there, such as immense of merit through realizations, through practices, that he dedicate solely for the benefit of preservation of the Dharma, which is the only source to liberate numberless sentient beings, from oceans of samsara and its causes. And to preserve that teaching and bring about effective benefit through the two ways of preserving the Dharma, having extensive learning, institutions, encouraging individuals to get into extensive learnings, then taking those learning into a practice to actualize the realization, the path within, so through learning and through practice, to preserve the Dharma. So this is the summary of, we can understand as a summary of Lama Tsongkhapa's life. So this is what we as a follower should spend our life, learning, practicing, and dedicating the benefit through dedicating benefit, to the rest of the numberless sentient beings through preservation of the Dharma, through realizing the realization, realizing the path like that. So I think this is the brief, just brief the life story of Lama Tsongkhapa. So now, second, I will do a short explanation of the Lama Tsongkhapa's supplication prayer, Miksema. So the Miksema, it says, the first, okay, I will read the whole verse. Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-objectifying compassion, Manjushri, master of stainless wisdom, lord of secret, destroyer of the entire host of Maras, Tsongkhapa, crown ornament of the sage of the land of snow, Losantapa, at your feet I make requests. So Avalokiteshvara is the deity manifestations of the numberless Buddha's compassion, manifesting into a deity form, and that is the Avalokiteshvara. Chenrezig, there are many different forms, 100 over different forms of Chenrezigs. The common one that we know, 1000-arm Chenrezig, 4-arm Chenrezig, Kuan Yin, all these are Avalokiteshvara. Great treasure of non-objectifying compassion. So who is that Avalokiteshvara? That Avalokiteshvara is the manifestation in the form of deity of the great treasure of non-objectifying compassion. That's it. So the treasure means the embodiment. The embodiment of the compassion. So therefore, Avalokiteshvara is a treasure of compassion. And that compassion also, not just ordinary compassion. So there are 3 types of compassion that emphasize. The compassion focus on general sentient beings' limitations, like such as suffering of change, and the pervasive suffering. So that is the general the compassion, and specifically mainly focus on the compassion that you generate in relation to seeing the limitation in sentient being, the suffering of change and the suffering of pain. So in Tibetan we call semjen la migbe ningje. So compassion, focus on the sentient being. The second one is the compassion focus on phenomena called chela migbe ningje. So that compassion, the generating compassion in understanding of the limitation in sentient being, of lacking of wisdom of understanding the basic nature of the phenomena, like such as your own aggregates and the things and events that you relate to. The nature lies in the impermanent, but the sentient being grasps as a permanent. So grasping permanent as your body as a permanent, then when there's any changes comes about, we suffer. We grasp our life as a permanent, and when the death comes, we suffer. The sign of death comes, we suffer. Then loved ones, enemies, strangers, good experiences, bad experiences, everything, we apprehend in the mind of permanent grasping, you see. So the love is ever loved one. And so if the love kind of any attitude changes, we suffer, the sentient being suffer. It's kind of suffer because of disappointment to the expectation that you have to the loved one, that they should be ever loved one. Then as an enemy, we suffer because of apprehending mistakenly that enemy is ever enemy. So we have this aversion towards those beings, including to the adversities. We regard them as that only destructive element to the adversities, due to the permanent graspings to the adversities as an adversity. So there's no flexibility in the attitude to understand that that even how nasty the adversity may be, but that also lies in the quality of changes. You see, so like that. So therefore, so that is called the. So in short, the compassion, compassion of what do you call the, compassion. No, I don't know. Was this the compassion focus on the limitation of sentient beings phenomena? Can be understand the impermanent aspect. The impermanent lacking of the impermanent wisdom in the sentient being. And when we see that sentient beings suffer so much of due to this delusion, then you generate compassion. It's called the compassion focus on the phenomena. So now the third one, that is the non-objectifying compassion. So that is you generate the compassion towards sentient being, understanding the limitation of the limitation of the antidote, limitation of the wisdom realizing emptiness. Why sentient beings suffer? Why sentient beings, have so much grasping of permanent, etc. Why sentient beings have suffering of pervasive suffering, suffering of change, suffering of pain, is because of carrying the inherent grasping, ignorant. You see, inherent grasping, ignorant. Because of that, this is the main player. So understanding the limitation in sentient being, not having the wisdom of emptiness, then you generate compassion. So this generation of compassion, the non-objectifying compassion, is referring to the wisdom realizing emptiness directly to the seven phenomena, which is the wisdom of Arya being. This is the third compassion only possessed by Arya beings. You see, so from there, then the Avalokiteshvara, minimum the stage is Arya being, so Arya Avalokiteshvara, and of course it also has the manifestation of the omniscient one, and that's no question about, isn't it? So non-objectifying compassion is referring to that. Now the Manjushri, so you see, so therefore, now this is referring to Lama Tsongkhapa. So Lama Tsongkhapa, who is also who is embodiment of the Avalokiteshvara, great treasure, non-objectifying compassion. So means Lama Tsongkhapa is cherishing. Now the second line, Manjushri, master of stainless wisdom. Manjushri is the numberless Buddha's emanation of wisdom in the deity form. It's called Manjushri. So again, Manjushri has a Bodhisattva aspect. Manjushri have enlightened aspects. Then, so that Manjushri, who is that Manjushri? The Manjushri is a master of stainless wisdom. What makes Manjushri is the master, the perfection in the stainless wisdom. So again, here, the wisdom, there are so many different types of wisdom, wisdom of just ordinary skills, wisdom of impermanent, understanding impermanent, wisdom of understanding of the selflessness, wisdom of understanding, of emptiness, and according with the earlier philosopher schools, such as wisdom of understanding, lack of permanent, independent, autonomy, existent, lack of existence of that, understanding of emptiness of dualistic existence, lack of understanding of emptiness on the basis of the Southern Thika view, the emptiness, the emptiness that is lacking of true existence, but substantially existent. All these are wisdom, but all this wisdom are not a stainless wisdom. So now here the stainless wisdom is referring to the Pasangika views emptiness, the emptiness wisdom, which is free of the stain of substantial existence, free stain of the inherent existence, free stain of the true existence, free stain of the independent existence, free stain of the dualistic existence, free of entire limitation to the emptiness. You see, so that is the wisdom realizing of lack of inherent existence. So it's referring to that. So who carried that wisdom? Like Bodhisattva Manjushri. Who carried that wisdom? All the enlightened Buddhas carry that wisdom. And the embodiment, the master of that, embodiment of all the Buddhas, master of that stainless wisdom is called Manjushri, that come into deity form. And Lama Tsongkhapa is that too. Lama Tsongkhapa is a Manjushri. So then the third one is the Lord of Secret, destroyer of the entire horse of Mara. So Lord of Secret here referring to the Vajapani. Again, Vajapani has a Bodhisattva aspect, enlightened aspects. So the Lord of Secret here referring to the entire numberless Buddhas' power manifested into a deity form, which is a Vajapani. And who that Vajapani is? That Vajapani, what makes that Vajapani? Through the quality of someone who destroyed the entire horse of Mara. So then again here, the entire horse of Mara, who has the capability to overcome the entire horse of Mara is the Buddha, like the Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, when he first attained, when he showed the manifestation of attaining full enlightenment under the Buddha tree 2,600 years ago, he destroyed the Mara of delusion, Mara of distractions, Mara of the contaminated aggregates, Mara of defilements, you see. So the one who was the entire, in order to destroy entire horse of Mara, you need to destroy the Mara of defilement. You see, who can do that? Only Buddha can ever do. Only Buddha can ever. Only when you have the entire complete antidote, which is definite to achieve Buddha, then you're able to do that. You see, so you see, so that's called the entire horse of Mara. Didn't say just horse of Mara, entire horse of Mara. So such as the 4 Maras that Buddha have destroyed, it's referring to that. So Lama Tsongkhapa is also embodiment of the entire Buddha's power, the Vajapani. Then Tsongkhapa is referring to the place where he was born. Crown ornament of the stage of the land of the snow, as I mentioned before, that during his time, that even comparison to all the earlier scholars, that he become the crown scholar, the crown ornament of all the scholars and practitioners of the snowland, the Tibet. You see, so that's his. Then Losang Tapa, his name. At your feet, I make requests. So understanding the meaning of who Lama Tsongkhapa is, through this major quality of the 3 deities, or being embodiment of the 3 deities, then you supplicate with sincere faith and conviction, that you touch your forehead or to Lama Tsongkhapa's feet and request to purify you, to request to grant all the blessings. You see, so like that. So this is a brief meaning. So you see, there are many stories, and there are many reasons to prove Lama Tsongkhapa is a Cheresik. That one story that, when Lama Tsongkhapa was conceived by his mother, the mother has a very vivid, clear dream of Cheresik entering from his crown. and settling in his womb. And then so many, like endless lines are lining up to receive blessings from him. So this is just one example. Okay, to understand, that Lama Tsongkhapa is embodiment of charity. Just one example. There are many, but one example. Now, as a Manjushri, then there are propositions in tantric treatise, in sutric treatise, that Lama Tsongkhapa is the emanation of Manjushri. And not only that, Manjushri has the direct absorption, through tantric deities, as a wisdom, as a guru, into him. So he's inseparable from Manjushri. Then Lord of Secret, he is Vajapani, that when Lama Tsongkhapa was conceiving in his in mother's womb, the father has a very vivid, clear dream that Changlochen, which is the pure land of Vajapani, that the Vajra of the Vajapani was thrown and then rested, directly into the mother's womb and rested in Lama Tsongkhapa's mother. And that is the baby, that Lama Tsongkhapa, who actually came from the Changlo pure land, Vajapani's pure land, and reside into his womb and be born as Lama Tsongkhapa. So like that. So this is a brief meaning of it. So now to relate the practice, there are many ways to relate the practice, in relation to Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga. But just simply, today, that individual can practice that you visualize Lama Tsongkhapa. Everybody know Lama Tsongkhapa's, outlook. You can visualize clearly above your head or in front of you is about 1 feet up there, facing towards you, reciting on the on the celestial of cloud, that which thread reach all the way up to that thread that are coming out from Maitreya's heart, from the Tushita Pure Land. Then true sight sitting his true heart disciple, the Jalsache and Kedukche, all are fully ordained monks aspect, wearing Dharma robes, Pandita's hat, etc. So since the time is finishing, so I won't go through details. So you just visualize it's according with what the picture shows, but in the actual kind of understanding, in the actual person is out there and sitting on a very giant throne, which lifted by 4 snow lines, and those snow lines represent the wisdom qualities of the Buddhas, like that. So there are many different significance. So I will not go through here. Then there's a placing of syllable Om in Lama Tsongkhapa's crown. Lama Tsongkhapa and true disciple all placing Om, white Om on the crown, red R at the throat, blue Hung at the heart. Then from this 3 syllable emanating infinite light rays. Then there are a few visualizations that you can do. One of the visualization is, from all the 3 letters, emanate infinite light rays, golden light rays, rainbow light rays, whatever right color doesn't matter, pervades into entire your body. You can also do this to the other sentient being, rest of the other sentient beings. Then purify all the negativities, all the impurities, sicknesses, karma that are accumulated through our body, completely purified. Then the another visualization is from syllable Om. There's a white light radiate. Then it touches entire your body. Then whatever negativities you accumulated through your body, bring up a complete purification and actualize the seeds to be, actualize yourself in the Lama Tsongkhapa's qualities, to be enlightened in Lama Tsongkhapa. So you can visualize like that. Then from the red infinite red light radiate. Then it touches enter from your throat here. Then entire your being completely filled with the light, purify entire negativities accumulated in relation to your speech, and actualize the enlightened Lama Tsongkhapa's holy speech. Then from the syllable home emanate infinite blue light that reaches entire your being, purify whatever karma that committed through your heart. Then actualize the seed to Lama Tsongkhapa, or the enlightened omniscient. So you can do this visualization. Then in relation to this practice, while reciting the mantra, before reciting mantra, after reciting mantra, that you can do the similar visualization. Then similar visualization to to purify specific impurities, like such as broken samaya, tantric samayas, bodhisattva precepts. Then individual liberation vows, such as lay vows, refuge vows. So in relation to similar kind of visualization that you specifically, you can also take into, such purification practice. And also in relation to this practice, you can also do accumulation of long life. So if you are going through health issue, any form of stress in life, any form of obstacle in life that is endangering your life, then you relate the practice in relation to this mixema to restore your life. So now the visualization is that if the life obstacle is very much come from negativities that you accumulated in relation to karma, past negative karma, then or then negative karma, or the past delusions and negative karma, then in the dark smoke, dark smoke, or like a charcoal liquid, the liquid you mix with the charcoal, and very dark, filthy, that you visualize that from Lama Tsongkhapa, the infinite light rays, similar like before, you visualize like that. Then from downward, all those filthy fluid, going out. Then you understand and visualize beneath many miles, beneath under the earth. There's the Yama, the Lord of Death, open his mouth. Then all those liquid, which is the essence of all your negativities, fall into the mouth. Then whatever obstacle that is due to spirit harm, then spirit harm, or black magics, or curse, curse, black magic, etc. Then you visualize the nectar, nectar fill into your entire being. Then all those harms turn into like a scorpion, then going down, or going out from your downholes, or coming out from all the pores, the opening of the pores, then goes into the Yama's mouth. Then if the life obstacle is due to like different form of sicknesses that you are already carrying, sicknesses. It could be cancer, could be any form of sicknesses, mental sickness, physical sickness, whatever it can be. Then all those sicknesses visualize as a blood and pus. Those light rays like pushing down and coming out from your pulse holes. You're coming out from your downholes, then enter into the Yama's mouth. Then once everything enter into Yama's mouth, you visualize Yama's mouth closed like this, and you understand that Yama is completely satisfied. Then completely turn back from obstacling to your life. Then, due to the condition of this practice, that your life actualize entire conducive conditions to store back your life. So, sickness recover, spirit harm, no more, all the good energy is recovered. You receive complete protections from all the harms. And also, since the Yama receive all those things through the practice of the Guru Yoga in relation to Mixed Yama, that Yama, in fact, is a bliss out, then never to be conditioned to the cause of anyone's life. Even Yama is liberated from the Yama realms like that, you see. So there are such visualizations taught in certain commentaries. So you can use that, especially in this very complicated world, and there's a lot of sickness are going on, a lot of negative energies are going on. So you can just do a short visualization, Lama Tsongkhapa. Then if you can do multitasking, then while reciting these 4-5 lines, then you do this visualization. If you cannot do multitasking, first you do the visualization, then recite the mantra, or after you visualize the merit field Lama Tsongkhapa, then you recite the mantra, then after that you do the visualization, then at the end, then you do the dedication. So like that. Then in relation to this Mixema practice, you can also accumulate 7 wisdoms. So we will not go through that today. Through this practice, you can accumulate. There's a specific practice that a specific benefit in relation to this practice to activate, to create the most effective condition to receive blessings from your guru of all the realizations through the teaching that you're supposed to be obtained. So through this practice, then seeing Lama Tsongkhapa inseparable oneness with your root guru from whom you're directly receiving teaching, seeing oneness Lama Tsongkhapa, but in the aspect of Lama Tsongkhapa, then do the similar visualization. Then you feel that you receive whatever form of blessings that you wish to receive, like such as realization on the stages of the Lamrim path, Guru devotion to the rest of the path, So you can use, traditionally, you engage the foundation of all good quality Lamrim, conjoined with Lama Tsongkhapa 180 Guru Yoga practices, because there, this practice, benefits you to sweeten realization on the stages of the path. So there are such benefits, so there are so many practices that you can do. Then, even just simply, there may be some individual here that may not still understand how to do the visualizations. Not to worry, as long as you know how to recite this. If you can remember the meaning, well done. If not, just simply recite. In any situation, it can benefit you, especially when there's obstacles in your life. You don't have to go to look for some pujas, some other powerful mantras, sutras. If there's available, you do it. But as I mentioned at the beginning, what described by all the realized master of the past, that Mixema carry the most, like the, how to say, powerful among all the mantras. Even though Mixema directly doesn't carry the Sanskrit language letter as a mantra, but it carry all the benefit of mantra, because of Chenrezig, because of Manjushri, because of Vejapani. So it carry all the mantra, the power of the mantra. Therefore, it's the supreme among all the mantras. then because of related to Lama Tsongkhapa as a guru, then that is one of the most powerful channel to receive all the blessings. All the blessings. So due to that, then whenever we are in trouble, whenever we need help, you can just recite this prayer. You can memorize it and you can recite like that. You see. Then also, if you wish to develop compassion, if you wish to develop wisdom, if you wish to develop basic and common and uncommon powers and wisdoms, methods, attitudes, you practice this. You simply recite this. Even that alone can able to benefit. Then no question about if you visualize, if you do, do practice on the basis of understanding the meaning, then the benefits are, unbelievable, unbelievable like that. You see. Yeah. So, yes, something like that. So I think I better stop here. Then at the end, it's good to so you see, if you want to do some kind of structured practice, then first if you can able to chant, then you chant refuge bodhicitta prayer, then you refresh your refuge, generate bodhicitta motivation, then do the visualization of the merit field Lama Tsongkhapa, then you recite it, you visualize it, whatever purpose that you want to dedicate. Then at the end of it, then you conclude with the absorption of the Lama Tsongkhapa. You see. So the conclusion is you visualize that usually there's 3 channels that from the beneath cigarette place all the way up to the crown, the central channel and 2 right and left channel. The central channel, the hole can be open right at where the curly hair is on your crown. So that is the root that Lama Tsongkhapa are going to enter and stay within you. So you visualize there's 3 channel, and the central channel is completely open and ready like a passage. Then you visualize that in the center of your 2 chairs, there's an image like our normal heart. Then that turn into a 8-petal lotus. There's some kind of like a normal heart shape. In fact, that is the overall the channel, the central the many numbers of channel nervous system that accumulate at the central channel there. So those are the one. So it's but shaped like a heart, normal heart. So you visualize it opened and it become an 8-petal lotus. So even the visualization you see like a reddish, but then there's a kind of white shaded like that, beautiful 8-petal lotus like that. So in the center of that 8-petal lotus, then there's a you understand or you visualize indestructible drop where our life force remain, where our consciousness, the life force remain. The one part of the indestructible drop is more reddish, which is the mother's egg. The substance come from mother, more reddish color. Then the substance came from the father's drop is more whitish color. So the more reddish color, that one become a sun moon. What's this? A sun disk. Which also symbolized as a method, bodhicitta. Then yeah. So confused. Yes. Correct. So the sun disk, the bodhicitta. Then the moon disk is the wisdom of emptiness. So you understand, and if you want to visualize, you visualize those 2 are very much like a dal, Latin, the dal, isn't it? Dal, the Indian dal kind of shape, like that. You visualize like that, but all in the form of light. But if you want to see the picture, then you visualize something like that. And you understand what they are, you understand in this meaning. So that too also open like this. That too also not like open like that, but it turned into a like a cushion, sun and moon this cushion like this. If you want to feel about it, the sun is like with warm kind of feeling. The moon is more like soothing, cooling kind of feeling. Very comfortable, very nice feeling like that. Then the Lama Tsongkhapa, that what you have visualized either on crown or either on top, in front, then the two disciples dissolve into Lama Tsongkhapa. The thrones of the two disciples dissolve into Lama Tsongkhapa's throne. Lama Tsongkhapa's throne from below dissolve upward. Then the entirety of Lama Tsongkhapa's entire being turn into a like kind of thumbnail size, but in the complete aspect, but in the lucid light form like that. So then that enter from your crown through the central channel, then reside onto that sun and moon disk. The one thing I forgot, on top of the sun and moon disk, you can also visualize there's kind of bluish color kind of energy, which is your consciousness, which is your life force and your consciousness, your subtle, your clear light, in fact, your clear light. But that comes together with the wind energy, which is the life force. So it's like kind of like wind created that clear light into energy form. Then it's like bluish color, like kind of Vajra kind of shape, standing on the sun and moon disk. If you want to visualize into a letter form, then you visualize syllable hum. You can visualize into syllable hum, like that, but in the light form. So then Lama Tsongkhapa dissolve into that syllable hum or that blue light nature, blue light energy. It dissolve into it. Then these two mix until that, inseparable, and that you regard Lama Tsongkhapa completely, Lama Tsongkhapa two disciples completely settle into your heart. Then the lotus, the 8-petal lotus you created from the heart, close like this. So after close, then you wrap kind of like a thread, you wrap around with the mixema. So you can visualizing, you can chant. So you go around, can go around one time, can go around 10, 20 times until that you some kind of feel comfortable that now is as if like I completely like kind of secured. Then you can also tie with the mantra note of Omara Bhajanadi. So you can chant, some round of Omara Bhajanadi. So in fact, it's all around the lotus or the heart, completely wrapped by Omara Bhajanadi and Mixema. Then on top, there's half Vajra, not the full half Vajra, up to this spot, the middle spot, half Vajra. The embodiment of Akshuvaya from the 5 Dhyani Buddha, the embodiment of Akshuvaya appearing into a Vajra form. Then that instantly emanate, because of Lama Tsongkhapa being there, instantly emanate, arise, there's a Vajra. You place that Vajra, or it come out right in that center of, of that heart that close up, like this. So it become exactly like this, like that. So this Vajra is very much like stamping that that Lama Tsongkhapa, inseparable from your being, will never depart from you. It will never depart from you. So from that onward, then one thing that you carry in your mindfulness is whatever speech that come out from your mouth, you regard as a mixema, or Omara Bhajanadi, or Omani Peme Hum, or Om Benjapani Hum, or everything. Even you're talking normally, like you say, oh, come for dinner or have coffee, but then you understand actually is like the meaning carry Omar Bazanati, the meaning carry Umbeja Panihum, like that, you know. So you understand everything into like that. You see, whatever you talk, and whatever conversation you hear, whatever sound you hear, even sound of wind that pass through your ear, you immediately remember all this Omar Bazanati, or Omanipim, whatever, like that. Then whatever you see, whatever you perceive, everything, those beings as either Lama Tsongkhapa, Manjushri, Cheresik, Vechapani, like that. You see, especially, those, if you see some people are very humble, very kind, gentle, very compassionate, you immediately regard Cheresik. There are some like kind of scholarly, kind of very sharp, very, very debatable, like the kind of people who comes in your way, immediately regard them as Manjushri. Some people come with so angry face, especially those who come and criticize you or want to kind of scold you, very scary looks, everyone you regard them Vejapani, look like Vejapani, Vejapani look very scary, isn't it? And those who come in the form of like Sangha, people come with the Dharma knowledge to you, as a form of guru, and all the rest of the guru to whom that you are receiving teaching, you receive teaching, everyone you see Lama Tsongkhapa. Everyone you see exactly Lama Tsongkhapa in them, so this is how you do. Then yeah, then always you see, so that itself is the essence of Guru Yoga. How much you talk about it, how kind of visualization you do, what really Guru Yoga, this is the Guru Yoga. Means you are not only practicing Guru Yoga 6 times a day and night, you are practicing Guru Yoga entire your awake mind all the time. And that is the most powerful blessing, most powerful practice. It's the cheapest way to gain realizations, cheapest way to gain benefit, like protections, blessings, everything like that. You see. Then when we pass away, if we are able to die like that and regard it, this is the most powerful power, transferring consciousness directly to either Cheresik Pure Land, either Maitreya Pure Land, because Maitreya Buddha is regarded, Lama Tsongkhapa's, again, is the same being. Lama Tsongkhapa is the embodiment of Maitreya. Therefore, when Lama Tsongkhapa passed away, Lama Tsongkhapa dissolved into Maitreya's heart. You see, so in the visualization of Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga, there's a white cloud that coming out from Maitreya's heart. That white cloud represents Cheresik. That white cloud represents Cheresik. Cheresik, the compassion, illustrated out of the Buddha of love, the Maitreya, the Buddha of love, Maitreya. So now, in the certain commentary, emphasize that when we are passing away, when we remember that Lama Tsongkhapa, that who is inseparable from you, or Lama Tsongkhapa in you, the thread of the cloud is never interrupted, all the way to Maitreya. That will make sure that you reborn in Lama Tsongkhapa Pure. You reborn in Lama Tsongkhapa Pure. You reborn in Maitreya Pure Land, in Tushita. You see. So also, there's one thing that I almost forgot. The Lama Tsongkhapa that dissolve into your heart, you still remember the light form of the cloud, the thread. You always keep in mind that the thread is tying with Maitreya's heart. Like you are always like kind of like hanging from Maitreya's heart, carrying Lama Tsongkhapa in the center of your heart, like that. So the teaching teach about is so much benefit just to habituate our mind, remembering that at the time of dying, if we remember that also act as a power. That act as a power like that. Then yeah. Okay, so so that's it. Yeah, that's it. So the conclusion is that, okay, so Guru Yoga practice is so important. So, this simple visualization, you can translate into your own capability of understanding. You just note in your mind, then you just do this simple, meditation, as much as possible. So this is going to be very helpful now and also in difficult times. Okay, so like that. Okay, so now I will just do the order transmission. I will read quickly, and hopefully we can stop on time. Oh yeah, so again, refresh our refuge and the motivation to receive the order transmission of the Lama Tsongkhapa Yoga. We do that to benefit all sentient beings. We do that for us to actualize state of full enlightenment. To actualize the realization in Guru Yoga practices. So to establish the unbroken lineage of the practice from Buddha like Manjushri, Chervezik, Vajrapani, Maitreya, Lama Tsongkhapa himself, all the way up to our lineage gurus for that purpose and receiving the transmission. Sangye Chado Zona Jubado Danajas Dagajizu, and Nitola Benches and Jubas and Jubado Danajas Dagajizu, and Nitola Benches and Jubado Danajas Dagajizu, and Nitola Benches and Jubas. Sevilla de Wada de Vegeta, the Bajas, Sevilla de Tunga, the Wajit, the Wajit, the Tunga, the Wada Mitavajis, Smith, the Nirich, the Betania, never curious, and the Wada de Vegeta, the Bajas, Smith, the Tunga, the Wajit, the Tunga, the Wada Mitavaj. Sevilla de Nirich, the Daniel, the Bajas, the Wada, the Vegeta, the Bajas, Smith, the Tunga, the Wajit, the Wajit, the Tunga, the Wada. Sevilla de Nirich, Daniel, never curious. 탐제도네 사제다 세발라서 매바달라데 다냐비도라 진짜 뭐네 주지 말로 심지구지 구지도 본데 미세주면 오나말이 안데 좀내 코제네데 실수소 하다 미 출에도 오주제다 고산주려나 남게 큰거 켜지 오나무 바가 어디 베서 마드면 마비아베도 마비면 좀 사고 마오라는 비슈도는 벤제 소 고조 순이데마도 사이드 주는 지금 순이도 좀 하나 좀 추이는 삼제 미자베도 예데디신도 도바 주로제 사시에 베주 주시면서 릴레이션이 지마다 산제 시도미데 도고 남다신라 저버쇼 다제 롱아이솔로 주도 제르지면서 뭐도 봐서 저 로이라 라마에도 고주스는 투제관이 신인달라 진제라도 예담고로나 멘달라 까니야다야 미 So all of you try your best to summarize the teaching into the latter part of the visualization. So you try to do that meditation, okay, while I recite. As long as you hear my sound, that's good enough. And you try your best according with what I have guided and according with your needs at this very time. There may be some people, going through some difficulties. There may be some people who require some kind of blessing. There may be some people who's doing some retreats, dedicate this to gain realization, etc. So you dedicate accordingly, but do the visualization. It's guided, okay? Namo Guru Menzo Gogaya, Candelaji Kunja Tukrana, Rapachosa, Kunde Chuji, Jabo Kunja, Los Angeles, Sedan Japan, and the shoes of doing numbers independent to Chuzolama, give a Zumba Jetalo, the Besonam Shinju, the Baji Kaja, Shejing with Javet to Casanavi, you later to be paid, and Zebeko to the Dela Chatter, you won't share, and so Mendot. The Shin of Nazan Dejas, or Mojan, the Julian, the Sunaji, Jola, Chabakanji, the Sabai, is only Kevin Dobos, in a job of society, immediately to the Choji Bombet and Jodeji. Omboja la Jezebala, Daja Sambata Beirang, Chizonama Tabakinam, Chugola, Chuzin T. Chidrasambe Duje, Zimala, Sabjaki Chawa, Dagin Sabekewa, the Tena Duakola, the Chevrolet, Los Angeles, Tembening Borendo. Saji, Josashi, Bejoji, Medora, Revolution in the Gemma, the Sanji in the Midebo, Dogonam Dashin La Jobber, Idam Gurudana, Mendola, Kania, Tayame, Mudokunju, Tuando, Mimeseve, the Chicheres, Timiki, Obojambe, to Bomari to the Seven. Kaji, Los Angeles, Jazo, the Lama Sangela, Kuzuko Bepon, and so that Shimiji drove a Chile, Chedan, Tumongo, Sados, Tazango, Sherapedo, Chezo, Ludu, Chedan, Tumongo, Sados, Yudo, Charanta, with Chile. 대전에 이제 저도 먼저 주변 대마 저도 세미에 태존 잡아 저도 뉴도 계란 더블 진지에 로 발렌자에 라마를 보지 다지 닝컬 빼면 대주나 가든 챔피언의 제송 고소도 영어로 자도서 세라군도 자와 총갑에 태조 신임으로 제배도 자외마벨 남산 되니래 계제자양 도발 만주지 매주 남들 참에 팀단데 앞제 자진 주변 닝도지 대동초기에 미 나이조 로산 자완이베 로산 자외 된다 자브라쇼 수림 자신 만도 터바 장샘 주나 따죠 상와소 로산 자완이베 땜발라 셀레메베 남들 경와라의 쇼. So that complete the Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga. Then I will also read through the foundation of all good qualities. So this very much, relate to the practice. There are many people who practice Lamrim meditation, so it will be beneficial. Yonde Gunje Shinjo Tenje, Sunje Malamje Tawaru, the Pepodoma, Kubachimbo de Brachillo, Lenji, Betave, dance on the Shindoniga, the Jessin, and Zepo, the Nimbo level, Jim, Chua, Luzoya, Chu, Yodo, Chua, Shivage, Ludamas, Canale, but the Bunyan, Tajitawan, Boba, Kezota, Druber, Zebala, Tado Bed, and the Brachillo, Chebeming, Demir, Sibecus, Nimerin, Devala, Dunich, Virginia, Nanda Samba de Tomai, Tenashi, by Chebe, Tebeta, Suzo Tabala. Dubani bo jebra chinjelo ranye sejo lo ma chishi do ma ju do ko nya deda wa thone do ko jebe chanju semjo chong chinjelo semsam keja churi namso lo ko ba mena chanju me do laboratory ne jase dombala chomba da lo bo chinjelo lo be yo la yawa sheje jin yanda den la susin joba yi shinel hando sondo develam yodo yola ke ba chinjelo thomolam jan do joba na teba ko ni chojo do je de kesan joba jung da ba de la ni do joba chinjelo de jong do nam ni do be namda tamji to ba chombala choma mebe ne ba ni jo ne sodan de somba chinjelo dene jo de ningbo remi je ne nam je do ne zomba tuje na jo chole miye ba tambe sunshi joba chinjelo de dalam sam do be shinye da susin do be chona sha de shidang nang ye ba do 제베서 녀와시와 진제 랍도서 개와고도 양달라마다 참에 최제 별로 론지 사다 남지 내라도 도제 찬제 공방 뇨도 쇼 반델라마 최고지라도 포다 꾸세 세단 신감다 최제 천조 상보지라 대다고나 다소 경와라 쇼. So now we do the mandala offering, the concluding mandala offering. Sashi Beji Joshin Mendo Dama, Rerab Lishin, Yende Jemba, Sanje Shindo, Mide, Buwai, Togu Namda Shinla, Barai, Chuzulame, Puze, Rabdenjin, Nangora Chile, Chuju Jeba, Losan Tempe, Drumin, Sasum, Dove Mese Dadu, Yenjuro, Ye Dama, Guru Rana, Mandala, Kaniya, Aya, me. Yeah, so then, thank you. So now we dedicate the merit, whatever merit that we accumulate individually, merit we accumulate through collectively, in particularly through this session, and also merit that we accumulate by rejoicing the merit of the past, present, future Buddhas, Gurus, and sentient beings. May all this collective merit be complete cause for numberless sentient beings, free from the entire oceans of samsaric suffering, and actualize peerless happiness of full enlightenment without delay, even a moment. May this collective merit be complete cause this pandemic to be overcome, whatever cure there may be effective and actualized right away. And when the human being get into normal, everyone gain a wisdom of understanding, of love, compassion, wisdom of impermanence, wisdom of emptiness, attitude of love, harmony, peace, and will become a place where accumulate full of virtues through cultivation of all the altruistic deeds. May this collective merit be a complete cause. Anyone that who pass away, in particular in the last 49 days, and especially those of who have requested prayers and also requested prayers from our gurus, like Jangsem Surimbache, or requested prayers from you, or even people didn't request, but we know that they pass away. We saw, we knew, through news or on the street, those dogs and cats and any beings that pass away. May our collective merit be complete cause for them to purify the suffering of death, suffering of intermediate state, suffering of rebirth, and actualize high rebirth in Lama Tsongkhapa Pure Land. And within within that very lifetime, they actualize state of full enlightenment. May this collective merit be complete cause. All the people, all the beings who are going through suffering, and particularly those of the southern universe, human beings and animals and spirits, anyone who go through suffering of natural disaster, suffering of man-made disasters, suffering of sickness, mental sickness, physical sickness. May this merit be complete cure for, complete antidote to overcome all those sufferings. In particular, those who requested prayers, those who are going through life challenges, sickness, business problem, relationship problem, etc., etc. May they overcome right away and actualize healthy, meaningful, fulfilling, successful, virtuous life accordingly. May this collective merit be complete cause. So all the world leaders, leader of organizations, individual who lead your family, and yourself who lead your life, be free from all the negative emotions like grasping, grudge, malice, wrong views, etc., and have a full of virtuous attitude like a love, compassion, forgiveness, kindness, generosity, etc., etc., and full of wisdom of selfless, wisdom of impermanent understanding, wisdom of emptiness, understanding according with the Nagarjuna's intention, Lama Tsongkhapa's intention, so that anyone under their leadership can able to enjoy only virtue, peace, and happiness. May this collective merit be complete cause. All the good people in this world, like His Holiness Lama, like Jabja Lama Subrahmachari, and all the gurus and all the practitioners, and like yourself, your family members, free from all the inner outer secret obstacles, and actually all the conditions to fulfill all your aspirations after enlightenment accordingly. May this collective merit be complete cause for all the virtuous institutions like monasteries and nunneries and Dharma centers. In particularly, this session was organized by Rinchen Jangsem Ling Meditation Center, Losang Trapa Buddhist Center, LDC in Kuala Lumpur, and all the other who have participated, who are coming from your own individual centers and monasteries, etc. May all these institutions be free from all the inner outer secret obstacles, actualize all the conditions to preserve the Dharma perfectly in extensive learning, as well as actualizing all the realization and the stages of the path accordingly. May this collective merit be complete cause for each and every one of us and all the other sentient beings, able to, those who have already met Lama Tsongkhapa's teaching, those who have not met, able to meet without delay even a moment, and may all of us never to be separated from Lama Tsongkhapa's teaching, Lama Tsongkhapa's guide. May ever lifetime Lama Tsongkhapa be our perfect guru, and without delaying that we be able to lead us all in the state of full enlightenment. Then all of us able to practice just like how Lama Tsongkhapa display the deeds of practice, towards achieving enlightenment accordingly. Then finally, dedicate ourselves, the merit, the purpose that we dedicate, all lies in the nature of emptiness, in the nature of interdependent rising. So take a moment to meditate, see everything, self, rest of the phenomena, including these three merit, purpose, that dedicate everything in emptiness. Void of inherent existence, void of independent existence, void of true existence, void of dualistic existence. Yet it exists interdependently. Then through this understanding, we come to a point that losing all the graspings. Because of that, your body feel light, your mind feel relief, and you tends to feel bliss, tends to feel, like how the chain bird, release from the cage like that, feel so absolute free, void of any inconvenience, and absolute, blissful. So remain in this absorption for a minute. Okay, thank you. So I will recite some of the dedication prayers. Then if you have any specific dedication for yourself, your family members, please do so. Lama Tony Dawa Rinpoche Maje Panam Jeju Jawan Yambame Bayan Kone Kondo Pavajori, Ni Dawa Rinpoche Maje Panam Jeju Jawan Yambame Bayan Kone Kondo Pavarai Sho Carrera Yangove Jangan de Benda de Wamali, Joan Jerez, wanted the Jatu Shame Sede Bado Tenju to the Jango Javet, the Jobe, Konzo, Chozongo Elementor. Dazo de Jagondo Jardin, Jo, Jizulame Gudera, the number Tele Jabano Santebe Domes, Azujito Moseta, Jejuro, Jawagudo, Yandalama, the Tamechi Pella Longe, Sadanam, and their Abdun Doje Chanje Gombanyo, Dojo, Pama Subjetam Jetanda, the Eugene and Tamjeta, Duan, the Chanju Sembacano Sujo, but the Dakundi, Molam, Doguro, Subjeneba, Jenya Banyo, Nella, Taju, and Malu, but Tado Juan, Mebarai, Jo. Jambe Bawa Jita Jambada Kundo, Zambo de Andeji, the Dakuji, Jisotalo, Java, the Tamjera, the Sunchipe, Java, Tamji, all Kalachudum about the Taji Javets, our Depun. Sambo Jejer of the Moaji, Treji Jabo Tonga, Jesu number Peva, the Jejet, so much about the Tunje Malu, Tawara, Dada Shinji, the Tunia, then Java Losan Tabai. Temba Yure, Ba Juro, Jum de Jabada Jamayana Bazubas and Namana, the Javola Charles, Joseph Bazamba, Jimokundo, Zambola Charles. Diadom Benzadi, our Buddhanes on the damages of that on the damages of 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 that on the damages some day the day of Rajama and the Sanje. Menjila Bindu Javola Jadalo, the day of Rajama and the Bazubas and more the Molanda Jiradu to be Javola, Chase, Shaje on Bodimba, Obama, Evangel, Saturday, the Jacobi, the Demelo, the Memolandi. Nudo Major Javage, and the Dendelo, the Dajanasa, Namdame, Job Joro, Bedanzoa, Mikabi, Shinu, Simjera, Samba Chichen, Beatrice, Nimondele, Sendele, Nimequan, in the Tado de Gonjo Somje, Tashi, Joy, Me, Dre, Te, Me, Boy, Jai, Beaya, Kai, Be, Joy, Joy, Gai, Abba. Loi Zai Dai Be Shai Lai Zo Wai De Me Ze Ve De Je Re Se Te Me Je Be Woi Boy Jai Be Kai Jen Be Zoi Jen Zoi Ga Ba Loi Zai Dai Be Shai Lai Zo me me ze ve de chen chen re ze de me ge be won boy jai be ya kan je je be zoi je zong ga ba loi zai dai be shai lai zo wai de mi me ze ve de jin che re ze te me ke be on bo jan me kan je ken be zu ji zong ga ba lo san ta Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Rejoice. Also, RGL, I forgot before. RGL, I think light up many, many lights, many, many offerings. I think many of you also have, I think, sponsor lights there. So please rejoice your vast merits, practices, and also in the LDC, you know, many offerings, many light offerings. Then through the Tai Tong Foundation in Nepal, yeah, and light many lights. Just now I also forgot to mention Tai Tong name, so I mentioned here. So unbelievable rejoicing, isn't it? We are so fortunate, so lucky. You see, so continue to enjoy the fortune and lucky. Never stay away from Lamrim. Never stay away from Lamrim. The Lamrim, try to bite, try to learn, try to study, try to read the Lamrim Chemo. Then of course together, then you can read all the other many different Lamrims. So it's very much you know, gradually. I don't maybe the great tantric part maybe already translated into English. I have no idea. Both of those texts, I think we all should have. You know, at least keep at our home, and if possible, you know, now it's easy. You may able to find in digital Lamrim, yes, you know, maybe the tantric also. So you put in your iPad, phone, and whenever get opportunity, you read it. You know, it's Lama Tsongkhapa himself said, you know, whenever you read Lamrim, you are talking to me, you're seeing me. You see, unbelievable, isn't it? Yes. The tantric Lamrim and the sutric Lamrim, these two is the essence of entire Lama Tsongkhapa's composition, essence of entire 84,000 teaching. When you know this teaching, you know all Dharma. When you have these two texts, you have all the scriptures, all the texts. So we try our best. I will try my best. All of you also try our best. Then we will be literally never separated from Lama Tsongkhapa. Okay. So thank you very, very, very much for there's so many teams that you have. We have make this possible. You know, the organizers, Joy Chen for MC, Chen Tia, you know, Janet, Venerable Sonamla, Venerable Jambala, Ken La, Faye La. There's so many Geshe La, everybody. So thank you so much. Medala, you know, who translate, who really bring everyone from far away, you know, to this circle of Dharma. Each and every one of you, thank you so much. Rejoice.
Venerable Sonam, our RJL president, would like to say a few words of thanks.
And also the teaching become bit messy. I try to remember, you know, order, but you know, always doesn't happen that way. I planned something, never went that way. So maybe if it's recorded, then you you eventually transcribe, put together, especially the latter part, the mixema meditation part. Rest you don't not necessarily the meditation part, so that people can practice. So thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for imparting your lecture, for giving so much teaching. I think, when Geshe thank everybody, I think the first thing we should actually thank you. Without Geshe, this thing is not possible, isn't it? Without Geshe, I don't think the team will come together to make it possible. So the first thing is that I would say that thank you, Geshe, for making everything possible. You're the source of inspiration. You're the source of creating everything possible for all of us, with a collective karma to come together. So thank you, Geshe. And coming to RJL to give the Lam teaching. And for the last 2 years, it's not possible due to obvious reasons. So at RJL, we have missed you so much. So we are so glad that when we asked Geshe to continue something this year, since Geshe not able to come, and Geshe suggested to have this Lama Tsongkhapa celebration. So I think that was just the correct moment for everybody. And also we're happy to have this continuation of Geshe's presence at RJL. So even though you're far away in Australia, but nevertheless, your teachings bring the essence. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I hope that, Geshe has actually expressed that, you would like to come back to RJL. You're dying to come back to RJL as soon as possible.
For RJL food.
We are happy. Yeah. Well, we were dying for you
and
to
the
come
people.
And so Geshe, yes. And we'll hope that when the conditions ripen one day, when the pandemic is died down, that Geshe will grace RJL to the presence, and we are going to continue receiving nectar from Geshe and to continue to complete the teaching, the Lambing teaching at RJL. Geshe mentioned it has another 2 more years, and then Geshe also mentioned about leading some preliminary retreat at RJL. And when I heard of it, I was very excited. If it's possible, then I think we'll definitely be able to arrange something for Geshe and for anyone who wants to attend to retreat. So thank you, Geshe, for all your time. And also, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Losang Drapa Center. I mean, this whole thing is not possible without Losang Drapa existence. The support from ESCO, all the technical team, Vela and Amala and so on. Yeah, thanks for all the support, and for also organizing Guru Puja at LDC, and to get Geshe Sindhu to come together to have this prayer together. So thank you very much for LDC. I also like to thank the translator, Kenla and Meda, for your kind assistance in doing all the translation. Also for Medala to organize the light offering at Buddha Stupa. I think it's very wonderful. We saw some previous Buddha Stupa. All the things they have organized is so inspirational to see the Buddha Stupa in such a in grandeur, and it's so beautiful, So every one of you all, the sponsors who have been sponsoring the light at RJL, or the donation that you have given to RJL, it's actually a collective karma for us to be able to offer so much light, so many lights at Buddha Stupa, and so many lights at LDC and RJL and all the food offerings. So I would like to dedicate, this all the collective merit for the pacifications of COVID-19 and to the fulfillment of the world peace, and may the world come back to order, back to normal again, and that may everyone, the sponsors and all the supporters, to have all their wishes fulfilled, wherever your wishes will be. Yeah. So thank you so much. I would like to say thank you for everyone for your patience to come together. And today is it's like close to end of the year. Let's pray for the in 2022 that we will have a better year for everyone, a better year for the world. So thank you very much. And finally, Geshe, I'd like to offer this prayer wheel. So Geshe, this chakra wheel, this chakra wheel. So to request Geshe to come back to RJL, to come back to Malaysia, to continue to turn the wheel of Dharma, to give teachings, and especially nowadays when so many people are suffering, not only economically, but also mentally. People need a lot of help psychologically and mentally. So the nectar of Dharma that Geshe imparted to all of us would benefit every single being who have the karmic connection to be able to follow the Buddha path. So thank you, Geshe, once again.
Thank you so much, Venerable. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your patient effort. I think from Australia, I think Stephanie Deo, I think Venerable Lindy, two of them must be morning breakfast time.
Yes. Yes, I
also
forgot to
thank
mention
you
about
for
Stephanie Brennan.
William La, thank you. William. Then LDC, Dr. Ping, Director, Candy, SPC. Then also in the RJ, I saw some helpers helping today, or anyone in the LDC I miss out. Each and every one of you, whether I say name or not, I can have very clear picture in my heart. I think more clearer than Lama Tsongkhapa. All of you are in my merit field. So thank you. Take care. Good night.
Can we all just quickly take a photo? Faye wants to do a snapshot.
Sure.
So if those of you who haven't put your camera on, could you put your camera on just for about 30 seconds? So just give her a moment. She's getting ready. Okay, first page, smile.
Smile.
Okay, next page.
Maybe with the light, if you still have light,
Smile.
today is
Yes,
light
if we
day.
have the light. Yep, that's okay. Next page, ready, smile.
Venerable Sonam, you don't have light? you have a lot of light coming out actually.
I was somewhere else at the moment.
And the third
I am
page.
somewhere else at the moment.
It's okay.
Okay, I think we're done. Thank you very much.
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you so much.
Geshe, everyone. Venerable Sonam.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks, Venerable Sonam. Thanks, Candela.
Thank you.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy to you.
Everybody.
Hello, Venerable
Thank you.
Ling.
Everyone.
Thank you, Lama.
Thank you, Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Jal. Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you, everyone.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you, Selena. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Celia. Thank you.
Lama Sonam.
Very
Thank you.